Hello, Dill.
Hey, how are you, mate?
Good. So today is August 13.
Yes.
August 13 for me is probably it's the most significant day on my calendar.
Okay.
More than Christmas, more than sort of like New Year's, Easter. Because August 13 is a big day of introspection and a big day of reflection for me.
Okay.
So 25 years ago today,
Mm-hmm.
August 13, 2000, I'm sitting in the MCG, it's like level 1 of the Southern Stand, watching Carlton play Melbourne in a qualifying final. Finals happened a bit earlier back then. And we're 21 points up at three-quarter time. And up until that moment, that was the best day of my life, easily. Then Brad Green decides to go mental in the last quarter, kicks 3. Carlton throw away victory. We lose. And I'm walking out the MCG, like walking through, you know, back in the day, like the car park used to be like a big thing around Yarra Park.
Mm-hmm.
They let less cars park there now. And I'm walking through with thousands of people, and as a 9-year-old, I've just got tears streaming down my face. You know what it's like, right? You remember days when Carlton would lose. It was tough. And my dad was next to me, and I just remember him looking at me and laughing, and just he put his arm around me. He's like, mate, you're going to see so much success in the next 20, 30 years at Carlton. You'll never remember like days like this. So fast forward 25 years. The guy that got Melbourne over the line is now running the club, just sacked Simon Goodwin in Brad Green. And Carlton have played in 12 finals for no premierships since that day. Melbourne have played in 16 for 1. In 50 combined seasons, those two clubs have won 1 premiership and played in 28 finals together. Geelong have played in 47 finals since then. It's incredible when you think about the plights of the clubs. Like, no Carlton person. Melbourne, I know, is a little bit different, but like the history of Carlton, no Carlton person. Like, think about telling your old man that since 2000, if you could go back 25 years and say, in the next 25 years, we'd play in 12 finals and win 0 premierships. Carlton people, they would have to sat down. They'd be so sick. So, let's rewind earlier that morning. So, me and Dad are staying at, I think is it called the Pullman now? Whatever that hotel is on that corner. I think it was the Hilton back then.
Mm-hmm.
Because we were living in Tassie, so we'd flown over just to see the game. Phone rings early in the morning. Dad answers, and it's my mum. Chat. She wants to speak to me. Yep, no worries. So, how you going? Yeah, good. Did you wish your dad happy 50th? Oh, no. The excitement of the trip and the game, I'd completely forgotten while we were there. Completely forgotten his 50th. And so, like, tail between the legs, walk over happy. But you forgot, didn't you? Yep. And I felt so guilty as a 9-year-old. And I was an anxious kid. I was more prone to hanging on to negative energy than I was positive energy. And I felt guilty that day. And I felt guilty that week. And I felt guilty for ages. And I never got to wish him happy 60th. You know, like he never made it to the next milestone. And today he would have been 75. And that's why August 13 is a huge moment of reflection for me, because footy-wise, it's so interesting looking back and thinking you could never predict the future. Like, Carlton would have thought they would have been this, and this. Melbourne would have thought they were this, and this. Even 5 years ago, you know, Melbourne were on the precipice of what we all thought was a dynasty, and they haven't won a final since 2021, since that grand final. It's cost Simon Goodwin his job. But on a personal level, I also reflect heavily on that day because I feel an immense amount of guilt and sadness for forgetting that moment and not being able to get it back. Now, as you get older, you find better ways of dealing with this sort of stuff, and you remember the positive times instead of the bad times. You hang on to positivity rather than guilt. But, you know, now as a 34-year-old, August 13's become, instead of being a day of like immense sadness, it's now a day of kind of like, I smile about, I can forgive myself and laugh about forgetting. And I can think about, well, if I didn't have that moment, would I be where I am right now? And the answer is probably no, right? We're all products of our environment. We're all here because of the things that have happened in the past. But I just thought from a tradies perspective and from footy and friends perspective, worlds kind of intersect on August 13 for me because on so many levels, today of all days in the calendar teaches me to just hang on to the moment, hang on to the ride for as long as you can, because none of us know what the next turn has involved for us.
Mate, it's a great message. It's very timely as well. Like, I think for me, even anyone that's involved in football, and not saying involved in sort of working, playing, reporting, anything like that, the reason I think we love it is, yes, there's an element of watching the game, but it's also the people that you create the memories with along the way.
Yeah, that's right.
And, you know, the people that you go to the games with, those little moments as a kid. Like, I remember still to this day, like, walking to Carlton games at Icon Park and, like, crying because it was too loud, you know, and, like, begging to go home. And I look back now and just, like, piss myself at that. Like, what was going on? That I've got my own son that I take and
you got to play there, right?
Yeah. Well, I've got to train there at Icon.
But did you play games there, or were you too late?
At Icon Park? No,
Yeah.
we never played.
Okay.
No, we never. Oh, at VFL I did.
Okay, you played
VFL level played there, but not AFL obviously. But yeah, it's mate, I like the analogy. I love it, and yeah, I think I know for you on a friendship level, I know how much your old man meant to you, and I think means to you and your family, and I think, you know, I can't imagine how proud he'd be of what you've been able to do since then. I don't think that he would have thought twice about you forgetting about his birthday. I think that he would just love spending time with you and having fun and creating memories.
Yeah, that's probably the thing. He'd laugh more than anyone right now that I forgot. But it's funny when you're 9, like you don't think about the things that you could potentially lose. And then as you get older, and particularly now, I mean, you're a dad now, so it's probably it's visceral for you.
It is. It's actually scary.
Yeah, I don't, so I can't imagine that. But you get older and things become much more real, and you become much more aware of things that can happen. And so, yeah, I just thought, 25 years. I can't believe it's 25 years ago to the day that happened, and that how amazing is it that now Brad Green is the guy that's in charge?
Brad Green worked at Carlton as well, you know.
Yeah, as an assistant?
Assistant coach. Yeah, with Mick Moldhouse. He was a forwards coach.
When you were there?
Yeah.
As a forward, or were you playing half back at that stage?
A bit of both, wherever I could fit in. But he was a coach at Carlton.
Yeah. Was he good?
That's a good question. I'm just actually trying to answer that properly. Was he good? It was his first role out of footy. So I don't know if he... I do actually reflect a lot on coaching now and thinking, like, who was a good coach, who wasn't.
Yep.
Was he a good coach? I really liked him. I don't know if he was a good coach because he wasn't, like, making too many decisions, but...
Yep.
Yeah. Probably not, to be honest.
Okay. Well, that's why he's now president.
Yeah.
He's now running a club instead of being a line coach.
Yeah.
It's probably a good move.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just on this as well, and we did a podcast the other day with Billy Garvey and Nick. They run an awesome podcast. He's fathers and stuff, and this is probably something, chatting about these things, that I really enjoy, and I suppose something that was incredibly challenging for me that when I first had the kids stuff, and like I think it's even important for you to hear when you want to get to that stage, because there's something, I don't know if it's for everyone, but like there is definitely something for like kids. When you have kids, you relive your own childhood, and all this other shit comes up.
Yeah, interesting.
And it's like, I'd heard people say it before, but until you go through it, you just go like,